go very quickly before the police officer promotion, and then towards the end we'll have Robin from the farmers market that we've been doing in town. We then have the consent agenda, which has our department operation reports, the mayor's reports, council member reports and concerns, resident comments, discussion this evening, residential parking survey progress report. We have under action, unfinished business, Comcate, bus donation. Under new business, we have the FY 2025 budget adjustments, the MML letter from the town, and End Time Harvest Ministries funding request. And then we'll adjourn. Can I request a motion to approve our agenda for this evening?
Councilmember Emirates, we can have discussion after the motion.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, perfect. Then I'll make the motion to accept the agenda with the amendments for 2 additional presentations.
Councilmember Melinda Mendoza, I will second that.
Let's go ahead and open it up for discussion.
The big thing I just want to note is I believe that means we'll be having 8 different presentations as part of tonight's agenda.
The 2 additions are going to be super quick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just want to note that we may need to make sure we're tracking time for all of these things.
So in other words, Councilmember Emirates is saying, please keep your presentations nice and tight, because
I just want to make sure we're not here till midnight.
Exactly. I agree. Thank you for mentioning that. Any other discussion?
Is this for the consent agenda?
No.
For approving the overall meeting agenda.
Okay. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Great. Thank you so much. Okay. So, Commander, if you can come back up, state your name, and just give us an update overall and talk to us about what happened over the summer at the American Legion on social media, please.
My name is Cynthia De Leon, commander of Post 131, Colmar Manor, American Legion, down the street. I'd like to begin with, it came to my attention several months ago, there was an inappropriate post under our American Legion Facebook page, and there was a comment made on another page that was inappropriate and uncalled for. The comment was made, should have been made on that person's personal. So I'd like to apologize to anyone and everyone who was offended, and just everyone in general, that the person has been spoken to. I took the post down, and we had training on how to switch between public Facebook pages and personal Facebook pages. So please accept my sincere apologies. With that, I'd like going forward to reiterate that everyone and anyone is invited to the American Legion, to the organization as a whole. We accept everyone. Our mission is to move forward veterans benefits and veterans rights. So with that being said, please support. We're in the community. We've been in the community for many years. Like all fraternal organizations, it has suffered a downfall in membership. So the only way any fraternal organization can survive is by the cooperation and support of the community in which it's in and those it's here to support. So I'd like to also say that the first Wednesdays of every month is our steak night. Our Sons of the American Legion puts on a steak night. So please come down and support. October 18th is also the Fall Harvest Festival for the auxiliary, American Legion Auxiliary. They'll be putting it on the grounds in the upper parking lot. So tickets are being sold down at the post. And October 11th is our shrimp and beef feast. Also, tickets are being sold. You can come down to the post and buy your tickets and support the Sons. So that will be all. Thank you.
I just want to say that I really appreciate you coming. I really appreciate you addressing that situation and nipping it in the bud immediately. I go to the American Legion. I don't have any family that served, but I love going there. I love eating the steak. I love playing bingo, and I love the shrimp feast that you guys had was bomb. It was amazing. So please make sure to support the American Legion, and just thank you for being here tonight and for partnering with us on all the different things that we've been doing lately. So thank you so much. We're so proud of you. Cynthia De Leon is the first Latina commander of that post. So just a big round of applause, especially during Hispanic Heritage Month. So thank you. And thank you, obviously, for your service.
And thank you for always including us and thinking of us, you know.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right.
Excuse me, should we add about Mondays being bingo night at 7 o'clock at the American Legion? It's shotgun bingo. It's so much fun. It's 3 cards stapled together. You get 3 sets of 3. At the very end, if you play all the games, there's a jackpot of over $8,000. It's a lot of fun. It's Mondays at 7.
All right, thank you. Okay, let's get the party started. We have a police officer promotion. I'm going to turn it over to Chief Stone.
Thank you, Mayor. As the mayor said, I'd like to do a promotion within the Colmar Manor Police Department tonight. And if I could have Sergeant Cowling come forward, please. I'll give a little bit of background. Oh, thank you. I've known, actually Sergeant Cowling and I worked at another police department just across the bridge in Bladensburg for about 30 years together. So we have 30 years policing experience together. Prior to that, Sergeant Cowling had some other police experience. He's also a veteran of the Marine Corps. So, thank you. Oh, and he reminded me, and a member of our American Legion 131. During our tenure at Bladensburg, I know that Sergeant Cowling was very conscientious. He was a good patrol officer. He worked his way up to lieutenant there. I came here as chief of police in February of 2020, and at that time, it was just me. Soon after I came here, Sergeant Cowling retired from Bladensburg, and I said, I have to have him. I know that he's a good patrol officer. He's very conscientious. He's going to know the community. He's going to be out there daytime, nighttime, Saturday too. He came aboard, and he has continued that. Shortly after coming to Colmar Manor, we had a homicide in town, and Sergeant Cowling had contact with the subjects involved in the homicide. Just prior to it happening, he left, the incident occurred, but because of his contact with those individuals, and he knew them by name, Prince George's County Police was able to make an arrest within hours. And that was in his first couple months, and that type of service has continued since then. I can't tell you how many comments I get from residents thanking me for Sergeant Cowling coming in and speaking with their children, and how they see him everywhere. They often say, well, we see the Colmar Manor Police everywhere, especially Sergeant Cowling. And that's included our residential area and in the community, and in the commercial area. So tonight we're promoting Sergeant Cowling to lieutenant. And when you go to lieutenant, you go to collar brass instead of the stripes on the sleeve. And tonight his wife Anna is going to pin his lieutenant's bars on. Oh. And have this plaque for you. Okay, a plaque, yes. congratulations, Lieutenant, and looking forward to several more years. Well, at least sometime. Thank you. Picture. Yeah, okay. Let's do a picture. And there is cake in the back, and you can't leave without taking some cake with you or having some cake in here. And for those that from the police departments that may want to reminisce, the conference room is open. You take your cake there. Oh. No, you can stand on this side. Whoop, whoop. Oh. Have a, what do you call them? A photo bomb.
So I understand that there are people here. We're going to call for a 5-minute recess if you want to go and congratulate Lieutenant Cowling and have a slice of cake. So we're doing a 5-minute recess. We'll start back up at 7:18. September 15th is significant because it is the anniversary of independence for Latin American countries Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, and Nicaragua. In addition, Mexico, Chile, and Belize celebrate their Independence Days on September 16th, 18th, and 21st, and Belize respectively. And whereas over 50% of the population of the town of Colmar Manor is represented by the Hispanic community, and whereas during Hispanic Heritage Month, we take the opportunity to honor all Americans of Hispanic descent and to acknowledge their past and ongoing contributions to the success and growth of our nation. Hispanic Americans are the largest minority group in the United States today, and generations of Hispanic Americans have consistently helped make our country strong and prosperous, and therefore be it proclaimed by the mayor of the town of Colmar Manor, in recognition of the indelible footprints of Hispanic culture in our daily lives, that on this day we recognize September 15th through October 15th as Hispanic Heritage Month. Therefore, we encourage all residents and town employees to celebrate our unique and vibrant history and recommit ourselves to a shared future of healthy, peaceful, safe, and sustainable communities for all. So thank you, everyone. We're starting Hispanic Heritage Celebration Month, so thank you so much. And thank you to all of our residents for all of their contributions. And obviously, I believe Fanny Roque is the first Hispanic council member on council for the town of Colmar Manor. So I'm just so proud of you, and I'm proud of our community. So thank you. Great. All right. Yeah. All right. Next up is the Prince George's Audubon Society Colmar Manor Pollinator Garden. So I'll go ahead and share the presentation if you'd like to come up and let us know what's going on.
Perfect. Can everyone hear me?
Great.
All right, everyone. Hi. My name is Aster. I am the program director for Greenworks at Joe's Movement Emporium. Today, we are going to be presenting a collaboration with the Prince George's Audubon Society through the PRISM program because we are going to be installing, hopefully, a pollinator garden out front of the municipal center. So, yay! Here today is Paul. Paul is part of Greenworks. And then we have Susanna Banwell here, who really helped develop this program. And then Barry here as well, who's done a lot of the planning around native plants and gardening. So we've got a great team, and let's get started. So next slide. So why are local native plants so important? So I don't know if in school we all remember the milkweed and the monarch butterfly, but there are plants and animal relationships where a butterfly or a bug or other type of invertebrate can only survive on that particular plant. And so when we plant non-native things like that, they aren't actually from our region. And so our birds and our bees and our other pollinators aren't able to survive or lay their eggs or reproduce with those native plants. So our goal here, one of our goals, and there's a few different groups that we'll talk about, but one of our goals here is to make sure that there's plenty of habitat here, and it can be really beautiful and also really impactful to our greater community. Next slide. We're using an approach here called PRISM. So P stands for plan, so that's where we are right now. We're engaging in, and at the end you'll see our initial plan for the garden. And we've done that in collaboration with the mayor and the town administrator and others. This plan, ideally we want to try and incorporate as many like positive elements for the other groups that are part of this discussion. We also, next step would be our remove. So we're going to be removing non-native plants that are out front, also putting down some wood chips to suppress some of the grass and some of the other things there to get the site ready to go so that we can install the native plants. We'll start a little bit in the fall, and then most of the work for the installation would be in the springtime once everything thaws. Next would be installation. So that's installing our beautiful native plants, but also installing things for people too. So like a little craft table for kids, a little free library, some benches, things to make it a really nice space for everyone to enjoy and welcome people into the center as well. Lastly, our signs. So that first slide was actually an example of a bilingual sign that we use to explain the importance of native plants. And we have 3 larger signs. Joe's commissioned the artwork to design those signs, and we also have little signs as well for individual plants. I don't know how many are we thinking of installing? About 27. Yeah. Species. Yeah, 27 different species, and it shows the plant and then the companion animal as well with that plant. And kids love them. And finally, just the maintenance component. So for the first year, we'll handle all of that. But we're a nonprofit, and we do a lot of environmental advocacy work. And so we've worked with other departments of public works to train them on native gardening practices. And so we would be totally down to welcome in your green team, your DPW, or any other community stakeholder that would like those types of trainings. And we can make them quarterly, biannually, whatever you'd prefer. And so, so I think I've talked a lot about these objectives, but we want to create wildlife habitat, we want to engage the community, and we really want to create just a beautiful educational space that's accessible to everybody here in Colmar Manor. Can we move to the next slide about constituents? So our 3 constituencies that we really try and incorporate in our native gardens are our native plants, obviously. We try and create a diversity of native plants. Our native plants are also more resilient to our local climate, so like drought, too much rain, diseases. And when we have a kind of diverse array of plants, if something happens to one plant, the rest of the plants will probably be okay. So the garden will look better over the long term, hopefully. Wildlife as well, making sure that we have like tall plants and short plants and little plants so that all the little creatures have places where they can live. But then most importantly, I think, I guess they're co-equal, but people. We want this space to be shaded and nice and pleasant for people to be in. We don't want it to be overgrown. We don't want it to look in a way where like people think that no one is taking care of it, because this is a very public space for you all, and we will go over best practices on how to make that happen for you. And at Joe's, we have a native plant garden. If you're interested at all, like what this could look like, we have one at Joe's. You can stop by and take a look. So I'm going to hand this off to Barry now to talk about the design plan. But thank you.
Thank you, Astor. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Council. Am I here? No. We're so delighted to be here. We're so heartened for this warm welcome. We've had, I'd say, a good amount of success in other communities, but there's been some convincing involved that native plants is the way to go. We feel so welcome here. We feel so much that you want us here, that you want this kind of garden, that you have some understanding of why this is important and how it's going to have a big impact on the community. So we're very happy to help you, and we want to show you some diagrams which are going to give you a sense of what this garden is going to look like. So first up is a list of the plants. 27 different species, and the big thing is that there's continuous bloom. There's always something in bloom. So it looks pretty, and the insects, the pollinators, all have something to nourish them at the same time. Also, with this list, you'll find they don't all flower, or they're not all flowering at the same time, but they're providing benefits that you have to look closely in order to see. Maybe it's grasses that have queen bumblebees that are overwintering at the base of them. Maybe you'll find caterpillars that are rolled up in the leaves that have fallen on the ground. So that's part of what this garden is about. I like to take kids, punch holes, have them take a close look at what's out there. Mira, right? The kids taking a strong interest in this garden. Next slide. So, so here's our plan. You'll notice that there are paths that run all across the front of the building. There are places to sit all across the front of the building, and you're immersed in plants. Plants are all around you as you're sitting there. I was sitting in a public garden 20 years ago when a hummingbird came in and went to the plant right next to me. This is 20 years ago. It's still like it was yesterday. It had such an impact on me. And imagine the whole community having opportunities like that with wildlife coming into this garden and being able to sit near it, being able to be immersed in these plants, to be able to look closely at them and what they're doing. Okay. So there are 4 seating areas, and I'll show you the next slides. Next slide. Okay. So the first one is a picnic table area. I think this one might be special for the mayor. Right outside her window. She requested it. But I think she's absolutely right. People are going to use it. There need to be places outside this building. You've all gone to the conference room for afterwards to what? Imagine if you had places outside where you could take your meetings, or you could take constituents, residents out there to discuss with them, and not have a room, not be able to, not have to have a room when the weather's nice. People want to be outside. So one of the areas is a picnic table area, again, all surrounded with plants and with small trees overhead for some shade too. The next slide, please. The second area we're calling a children's craft table and seating area. Again, as I said, ideally, the families are involved, the kids are involved right from the start when this garden is going in, and that they see it as a destination, someplace where they can take their kids, where they can have craft activities, and it's also useful for people to sit. There's a couple of Adirondack chairs there, which would be a comfortable place to sit there as well. Next slide. Is that it? Oh, maybe we jumped over one? Okay. How about going back? Let's see. Did I come to the end? Is there one back? Maybe I jumped over one. Oh, we left off a slide, I think. Okay, there's one more area. We don't seem to have a slide for it, but we call it the children's story hour / meditation circle. Picture low stone circle where you can sit on it. You can tell stories to kids. You can have gatherings like that are informal like this, just a small meeting of the staff perhaps around this circle area, and also fun activities around it too. So that's one of these areas. That's this stone circle that's all out in front. So I think okay. There it is. Yes, on my left here, there's the circle. Meditation circle and children's story time. Multi-use. Just a circle that beckons for people to come there, gather around informally, and to use it. These are all areas that are designed to attract people, to make this multifunctional, to make it lively. The plants are all extremely lively. They're not sitting there in a garden and not having any function. They're attracting wildlife, but then the hardscape, the seating areas and so forth are also intended to bring activity to the center. So we have time for questions. I don't know if you do, but if you don't, then we'll be around. We'll be easy to contact, and we'd certainly welcome feedback on our plans.
Well, the first thing I want to say is I almost want to cry because this looks so beautiful. And when we were talking, normally I have a crazy brain so I can visualize things, but I couldn't visualize this. And now, like, I see it, and I'm so excited about it. And it's beautiful. I want to thank our previous town administrator because he was really into plants. And so this was really, a lot of it was his idea. The street mural wasn't. That was my idea. But this is his idea. And we always wanted to find a way to make the town hall more welcoming because it just looks like a red building. But this is just taking it up to the next level. So I just want to thank you because it's so beautiful.
Thank you, thank you. There's a next level still, which is not pictured here, which is up to the community. Imagine flags, banners, patio lights, all sorts of activities, whatever the citizens want to make it a lively and interactive space. It's not something we could decide on. It's up to you to decide on. It's not something we could really picture, but I picture lots of colorful things.
We have a DC Brow down the street named a beer after the dueling grounds, and one of our council members said, "Oh, we can have a beer garden." But yeah, this is beautiful. Do you guys have any comments or any questions? We got maybe 2 minutes.
2 minutes, okay.
Are patio lights within the budget?
That's up to you.
That's up to us. We create the budget. Any other questions or comments?
I just want to say one quick thing. There are 4 of us here, and everybody's been involved in helping get this together. But Barry and Paul did the main work on figuring out the plants. But the person who created these beautiful pictures for us wasn't able to be here tonight. She lives in northern Howard County. But I want to give a shout out to Mary Kay Lockwood, who's a full-time volunteer with us. Barry and I are also. And we all just do this out of passion. So I want to make sure that everybody hears her name once tonight. So
Yes. Her first name is Mary?
it's Mary Kay. So
Mary
it's
Kay.
MaryKae.
Okay, so Mary.
She was here when we all met.
Oh, yes.
And she took this home and spent a lot of time on her own computer putting it together.
I mean, we need people like that to be able to like see it, right?
Yeah.
So this is beautiful. So please, thank you everyone for everything that you've done on this. I'm gonna take a picture of you all because I'm gonna post it on Facebook, and I'm just gonna kind of brag about what's to come. All right, thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
All right. Next up on the agenda is Avio, and I believe that Avio is online. So, Chief.
Hey there.
Hi, Drew. You can start.
Great.
Thank you for joining us.
Can everyone see and hear me okay?
I can't. We can't hear him. We can't hear you.
You can't hear me.
Yeah, the sound isn't coming through.
Um, Chief, any ideas on that piece? I also can dial in via my phone if it's helpful.
Let me see if someone else that's online can
I can hear
talk,
you.
just so I can check the mic.
I can
Melissa,
hear.
can you talk?
Yeah, I can hear him. Can you hear me?
Yeah, Melissa's
can-
not coming through either.
Sounds
Yeah,
like
I can
Melissa and I
hear.
can hear
There
each
seems
other.
to be some sound issue. Let me try something on my laptop. Can you try talking now? I want to see if I can hear you on my laptop.
How about now?
Oh, I can hear you on my laptop, yeah. All right, so let me try this. See, you want to try to say something?
Yep. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Try it again.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you, but there's an echo, so maybe until this gets resolved, we'll try to do this. So yeah, please, go ahead and start.
Okay, great. Thanks so much. Hey everyone, to introduce myself, my name is Drew, and I'm the co-founder and president of Obvio. We run the Let's Drive Safer program, which was responsible for the stop sign camera program that was implemented in Colmar Manor, I guess almost 7 months ago.
Oh, sorry, Drew. Can you stand by for 1 second? We're trying to see if we can fix it on the back end.
Mayor, can you turn your laptop off? Your
Um,
I can see you. Avio, can you speak for us?
Yes, can you hear me now?
yeah.
Testing, 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me now?
What's your number? I want to put it publicly. Oh, you know.
Avio, stop. Can you talk again?
Call him.
Yes, can you hear me?
No, no.
I think I'm on now.
Testing, 1, 2, 3. Hey, this is Drew.
Okay, go ahead and say something. Okay, do it now. So, go ahead.
Yep, can you hear me now?
Can you all hear? Okay. Speak louder.
Yes, can you hear me now?
Okay. One more time.
This is Drew, testing, 1, 2, 3.
Okay. All right. So, okay. So go ahead. Both of you mute your laptops, and then we'll use the phone for sound.
Awesome. Thanks so much. I'll continue presenting, and if there's any sort of issues, just feel free to interrupt me. Now, if I share my screen, can you all see it?
Yes, we can. Yes, we can see the screen.
Perfect.
The video is fine. The video is fine. It was just the audio we couldn't hear.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. Sorry I couldn't be there in person, and Rob and Wade also send their hellos. Just as a quick reminder to everybody, my name is Drew. I'm one of the co-founders of Obvio, which runs the stop sign camera program that we call Let's Drive Safer. Now, I think a lot of this audience has seen this presentation a couple weeks ago at the work session, so I won't belabor the point or spend too much time I'll give a couple quick highlights and updates from the founder perspective, tell you a little bit about some of the impact we're seeing all across the county. Briefly touch on some of the numbers and impact that we've seen in Colmar Manor and some of the data that we've collected from the new pilots. And then finally, I know there was some conversation or questions remaining about our financial program and sort of how the numbers are looking. So happy to take any questions from the community or mayor or council as well. So just as a quick reminder, part of why we're doing this is for really addressing the public safety crisis that was happening across Prince George's County. In 2023, the stats showed close to 21,000 crashes and 140 fatalities related to traffic in Prince George's. And the number of fatalities has come down in 2024. It was closer to 91, which is great news. But law enforcement continues to feel stretched. People continue to feel unsafe on the roads. And so that's sort of the motivation around why we've been kind of in this business and why I think a lot of people have expressed interest and excitement for more technology. Should I continue?
Yes, please.
Hold
on. Okay. So a lot of municipalities are starting to join the program. It was really exciting that Colmar Manor was really one of the first, not just in terms of the automated ticketing, but also getting the cameras up and starting to support this program. 5 programs were live in the last couple of weeks. District Heights, Glenarden, and Fairmont Heights have joined. And very soon we'll see College Park, Greenbelt, Seat Pleasant, Forest Heights all sort of move forward with their programs. I think the TLDR here is so many of the people who run the stop signs in these communities are people who are not from Prince George's. They're commuters cutting through on their way back from DC. And the more we can sort of create this public safety deterrence net, the more we can sort of help drivers realize as they come through the community, they do need to come to a complete stop.
We'll wait till he's finished. Okay. Because
and
mic is
just a couple
on the
things. We
laptop
really
and
focus
it's
on building a
feedback.
culture of
So
safety. We
once he
really like
stops,
sharing the data, sharing the numbers,
bring it up.
which is why we're here today. And quickly just to share some stats. 43rd in Newark is one of the cameras. We've seen close to a 50% reduction in unsafe stop sign runners. In 40th and Newark, we've seen close to a 52% decline in stop sign running events, and a steeper decrease in the high and medium events.
They're probably not going to go to a question and answer.
And in 30th and Newark, I think we're still not seeing the kind of decline that we expect, and we're sort of workshopping that and looking for the data. But our hope is relatively soon we should be able to see the
Turn the
impact.
laptop audio off and the mic off, and we'll try it again. Okay.
I think I heard something. Should I continue?
Yes, please.
Oh, okay, great. So I think, what we're excited about is to see this kind of change in unsafe driving behavior. And, this is something that would be really hard to recreate with police departments and given the limited staff. This is definitively shown that there's a deterrence effect that's happening and making the roadways safer. One of the things I also wanted to share is this is being felt countywide. So we aggregated some of the data across Berwyn Heights, Brentwood, Morningside, Capitol Heights, and overall we've seen a 60% decrease in stop sign running as well, which is just phenomenal. And I think it really speaks to the impact of the legislation that a lot of folks here contributed towards and started moving forward with. And what is exciting is there's a lot of national spotlight on this now. There's going to be other municipalities and other states looking at these programs, and they're curious. I'm sure this town may get a few phone calls asking, how it worked and whether they should bring it to their towns as well. So, we've been thrilled to have you all as a partner and excited to sort of create a model that will be copied in other parts of the country. One quick highlight is we've sort of taken a look at who are the people actually getting citations. And of course, it's not community members. 96% of the tickets are sent to people who live outside of Colmar Manor. A lot of folks from DC, some folks from Hyattsville, and other folks as well. And so really important to note that the community members here are typically not the ones that are committing the violations. And it's really important to help these commuters, the people who are passing through town, realize that they should be driving more safely. And one last thing that we wanted to do is check the temperature and see how people in the community themselves feel about this. Rob, Carl, who you may have met, had the opportunity to attend the back to school night and put out the survey. And I think what we found was 22 out of 23 people did feel like the roadways were safer. And 21 out of the 23 support Colmar Manor expanding the use of this technology, for other parts of the neighborhoods and roadways. Which we thought was very positive and frankly more positive than we even expected. Sometimes with these programs, it's hard to tell how the community is going to respond despite a lot of momentum. And we were pleased to see that this really is something that's felt by the community and people are excited about it. Really quickly, we had the chance to work with the police department, town manager, and folks on collecting a little bit more data to see if there is an appetite, if there is worthwhile to put this in other places across town. And just to flag, 40th place in Newark, we found that there were 133 violations per day. This is just across the corner from where the camera is. In Newark and 40th, kind of going the other direction, we saw close to 124 violations per day. Again, these are numbers that were similar to the ones that we saw that motivated us all to put the first few cameras up, and just sort of motivated, kind of demonstrates that, we can bring these numbers down as well with more technology. And finally, we did a chance to do a red light pilot as well, where we saw 19 violations a day at 31st and Bladensburg, close to 570 if you kind of like extrapolate this for the month. And this is a particularly scary number just because red light violations are, so fraught with risk. And seeing this happen 19 times per day is a crash waiting to happen. And really quickly, we have some video examples that I think were shared last week where, you can see in some of these places that we piloted, we still saw some of the behavior that we want to quell. This is one where hopefully now we'll be able to end this kind of behavior. And so, I think, we're pleased to see the work that's been done so far, the impact that's been made. I think there's more to do. And I think, hopefully as we continue sharing this message, doing education for the community, even sort of seeing that mural painting go up on the ground over there, I think it'll start making a difference. And so we're hoping to continue working with Colmar in this way and happy to help in however we can. And so I think that's it for the main slides that I had. Rob, Carl, and Wade have had a great time working with the community. Very happy for the partnership with the chief, and whatever we can do to continue making things safer, we'd love to. And I think on the last note, if I heard from the last conversation, there were some questions around the financial information. We had shared a report via email earlier today. If there are any questions about that, happy to discuss it live from anyone in the audience.
Thank you so much. Are there any questions? First, I'd like to open it up to the audience. I know you got a question, Allison. Is there anyone online that would like to ask a question? Just raise your hand and unmute and give your name. No one online is asking a question, so council, are there any questions you have?
I would just like to add something. I had a lot of people come up to me and ask about these cameras. I just want to point out that Newark runs parallel.
Sorry, try it again. Okay, proceed with your question. Vio, you can continue.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Does it work now? Oh, perfect. Thank you. So affordable housing has been a big priority for his administration, and this is furthering that initiative for him. What it will do is it's going to set housing targets for every local jurisdiction. It hasn't been clear yet on how exactly that is going to be set up. We don't know what those goals are yet, but they did set a deadline for January 2026. It also will provide some new incentives for local jurisdictions that will do things such as provide incentives such as the funding advantages and as well as recognition programs. So we are going to continue monitoring this because there are two things that we are taking a look at for the town. One, it could be a benefit in creating opportunities for funding opportunities and also having more opportunities to create partnerships with developers. But it also can have some negative consequences. We don't know what those target goals are. So we want to make sure that it won't overburden you all or it doesn't align with your priorities. So that is why we're keeping a close eye on it, and we'll make sure to send you more information as we get closer to that January deadline. In addition to this, we are also keeping an eye on pre-filed bills. For those who don't know what pre-filing is, the deadline is November 1st. This allows legislators to submit their bill request, and this will ensure that they get a hearing once session begins. It also gives them more time to have the bill drafted and work out any language that it doesn't align with their intent. So this is very important because sometimes legislators will use this deadline to ensure that those big ticket bills that can be heavy hitters are actually reviewed in a timely manner. We have begun to see a few topics talked about. One especially is the redistricting of Maryland. Some of you all might have seen some of the news with the federal government. We're seeing what's going on in Texas and California. So we did see a delegate submit a bill. I believe there are 2 bills regarding this. So we're definitely keeping an eye on that, especially with the election year coming up. Another topic we're also seeing, of course, is the budget. They do have to still address the shortfalls that are within it. This is very important because, as we saw last session, there were quite a few initiatives placed in the budget, such as the IT tax, the tire tax. So we want to make sure that anything introduced, we're letting you all know so we can send in those letters or have those meetings with the legislators. And also, regarding the budget, there was a recent meeting with the Legislative Audit Committee where there was quite growing frustration regarding the transition from having state agencies and state-owned buildings to leased buildings. This initiative was started because there were claims that it would help save money for the states. It was supposed to save $300 million, but during this meeting, it was found that there isn't any evidence to support that. It's actually going to cost the state $400 million. So we're keeping a close eye on that because they may also introduce legislation to address that issue. So those are some of the main topics we're hearing at the state level, and we're going to continue monitoring those conversations now that we're getting closer and closer to January. And moving on to the next agenda item, we are still working on Literacy Park and keeping that communication with you all to make sure that the application is submitted so that you can start accessing those funds. And the reason why we've been staying in communication so closely is because we have seen legislators are closely monitoring allocations that aren't used, and this past session they started reallocating those funds to other projects. So that is why we want to make sure that it's submitted before January, so at least it's in the queue and we can let the legislators know, hey, they're using it, they're working on it, it's definitely ready to go. So those are the things we just want you all to keep in mind with any allocations from the state. Other than Literacy Park, right now the big thing is making sure we are finalizing the priorities for next session. We understand that Town Hall is one initiative we may be going after. It's placed such a burden on you all, especially with recent upgrades and renovations. But I know that nothing has been finalized yet, so we're just awaiting more information from you all. But with that being said, we are working in the background. We did talk to Senator Augustine about having a meeting with him and talking about those town priorities. So he is open to meeting, and I'll just wait on you, Mayor, for any dates so we can get that coordinated. And moving on to the third item, I did want to provide quite a few updates on Prince George's County Council. As you all may have seen from the emails, there is a lot of action going on over there. They came back from their summer recess last week and had another meeting this morning where they've introduced a number of bills and resolutions. I won't go over all of them today. It's about 6 pages worth of bills and resolutions, but if you do want that list, I can send that as soon as possible. But today I'm going to highlight the ones that I think could be more important to you all. So please bear with me as I go through it. The first one is a bill regarding zoning for fast food restaurants. So this would prohibit drive-through fast food restaurants from being in residential areas, and it's also going to require special exceptions in certain zones. Another bill is the Restaurant Development Initiative incentives. So this is going to allow for fast-track permitting for more dine-in restaurants, especially for those areas that are underserved and are having issues getting these businesses to come into their areas. It's hoping to incentivize them to do so. There is also a homestead property tax credit that was introduced, and this is aiming to address a lot of the concerns residents have brought up due to the increase in property tax. So this would install a tax credit, and it would begin July of next year. There were also 2 resolutions last week that were introduced. One is a feasibility study to determine how feasible it would be for the county to establish their own. There are a number of food deserts in the county. It's not very easy for some areas to bring in those grocery stores. So this is one of the ways that they're looking to address that. There is another resolution introduced, the Accessory Dwelling Units Task Force. So this task force will work on policy recommendations for these types of units in the county. This morning, one bill that I want to highlight is the nuisance laws. This is looking to strengthen enforcement regarding nuisance in neighborhoods. We also saw a resolution for the smart trash pilot. This will authorize the installation of smart trash receptacles, and these would be in high traffic bus stop areas. And the final resolution that was definitely addressing a number of concerns from residents is regarding data centers. As you all may have heard, they were looking to pass permitting that would allow for a data center in Landover, but about 20,000 residents signed a petition against it, and they came to the meeting last week to oppose it. So the council and county executive definitely heard those concerns, and today County Executive Brayboy, she issued an executive order that will pause any data center movement for the next 6 months. And today the council, they passed a resolution that aligned with that order. So this just goes to show how important our voices are and why it does matter to go out and send those letters. And even if you can't speak, just being there, they see that, and it really made an effect for this. So we're going to continue monitoring that because it is only for 6 months, but it is going to give time for the task force to make those recommendations. And wrapping up on Prince George's, the committee also adopted which bills they want to support to move forward to the state delegation. And in total, it was 10 bills, but the 4 I'll note today include a pilot program to see how beneficial it would be to sell beer and wine in grocery stores. They would focus on areas that are food deserts, as there were quite a few concerns from some council members regarding this legislation. They also supported a bill that would establish a property tax credit for residents. Another one would establish a termination of service notification. So what that would address, there was a building, apartment building, residents were paying the water bill, the owner was not paying it, and they were going to have everything cut off. So in order to address those types of concerns moving forward, if this passes, municipalities would receive notification before the termination occurred from the source service provider. And the last bill is a 10-cent bag fee revenue sharing bill. As you all know, legislation passed that requires a minimum of 10 cents to be charged for those paper bags. But as of right now, there isn't a requirement for the counties to receive any of it. It's all going to the grocery store or the owners of the stores. So this one was also controversial. Some council members were against it, but at the end of the day, they decided to support it. So what happens now is that the bills will go to the Prince George's State Prince George's County delegation. They'll review the bills, vote on them, make any amendments, and from there they'll be the ones spearheading these bills. So that meeting is typically late October. We'll make sure to send that information to you all in case you want to testify and support or oppose any bills. So that's all for Prince George's County. Wrapping up here, we do have some upcoming key dates. November 1st, as I mentioned, is the pre-file deadline. December is going to be a big month regarding the budget. We'll see quite a few reports from the state regarding the revenue estimates for next session. So this will give us a good outlook on how things may look before January 14th. And if you want to mark your calendars, January 14th is the first day of session. If you want to come up, it's definitely a day of festivities and catching up with old friends. So just wanted to let you know you could definitely come up there and take a look at how the first day goes. But yeah, that's all. I'll open up for any questions.
Thank you so much. Yeah, just give me a second, Allison. Just give me a second. Thank you so much. I'm very interested in the feasibility study. That's something that we've been talking about, and I brought it up to County Exec Brave Boy when she held her listening session here in Brentwood at Mixed. So, but then also just on top of that, thank you for keeping on top of us and for always keeping up abreast of all the things that are going on. Council, are there any questions?
Yes, you mentioned the homestead tax credit already exists. Are they enhancing it? What are they doing with it?
No, this would establish the tax credit, from my understanding.
Because right now our residents can apply for the homestead tax exemption, which really helps a lot of our residents. So I wasn't sure if that was changing it in any way, because it does it. But if you can get back to me on that, that'd be great to know.
Oh, yeah, I'll definitely take a look. I apologize if I misspoke. I do know that the biggest change I saw in the bill was the July 2026 date that they extended it.
I appreciate that, thanks, because that's really important. Thank you.
Are there any other questions or comments? No? Okay, thank you so much, Leslie. I'll get back to you with a date. I might ask the council to also come to meet with Senator Augustine. I really enjoyed the visits that we did last year, so thank you for coordinating that.
No problem. Thank you.
All right, next up on our agenda and presentations is Operation Arts.
Hello, everybody. My name is China May. Thank you so much for having me speak today. Our team has been coordinating the mural that's been going on down the street. We are on progress to be opening up the roads after the 25th. So we have one more paint day on Thursday. We have a dry day on Friday, and then sealing is happening on Saturday. There's a 4-day waiting period before you can actually drive over it. So we do foresee reopening the road on the 25th or the 26th at the latest. So just to give you a project update, we had over 51 participants. That's 12 artists, including myself, and then 39 community members, interns, and volunteers all came out to help us paint this mural, and the council as well. So thank you so much for coming and contributing. It's been a really awesome project to do with the town of Colmar Manor and designing it to completion. It's just been really awesome to see this project come to life. And another reason I'm also here today is also to present some ideas of the lighting. I know that we're still selecting, you're still submitting bids, but I just wanted to show you some of what's on my portfolio and also some recommendations. Were we able to show? Oh, okay, sorry about that. I thought, give me 1 second. My apologies for that. Does anyone have any comments on the mural or anything about the project so far?
I think it's amazing.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you for giving the chance to, go there and just do some kind of work in there and including the kids.
Yeah.
That was great. Thank you so much.
We also have a big canvas that the kids also helped us create that you'll have as a permanent piece of art for Town Hall as well. So really excited to finish that as well. And then you should have access now. Please let me know if there's any issues. So it says that you did, but perfect. So I know you know about Operation Arts Foundation. That's our nonprofit. My for-profit is called Your Destiny's Dream, and I do lighting, sculptures, and other custom work for different corporations and government partners. Just to give you a little bit of information about our nonprofit, Operation Arts Foundation, our mission is to develop the creative economy. So we help train artists, we provide professional development, I teach college students, and also teach pre-K through 8th grade. Everything from how to make art through painting, financial literacy, grant writing, graphic design, and marketing. This is some of our sculptures that we have done. We really got our public art recognition during the pandemic. We started making little free libraries and little free art galleries, and now we have over 13 permanent sculptures for the libraries in our community. We also do Wayfair signs. I designed a bunch of signs for the government and different office locations as well. We also have green roof bus shelters and upcycled art. And this is some of the variations of some of our past work. As you can see, we also put LEDs in all of our lighting. My father was a master electrician, so he really taught me everything I know about lighting design, and I work with other licensed and professional contractors to put together these beautiful pieces. I usually end up designing them myself or with a team of engineers, and then we collaborate to put these intricate pieces in as permanent structures. And then the next piece is our upcycled art. So this is probably something a little bit different, but just how we can also turn trash, or what would be trash or in our landfills, into art. We have 9 bikes that were abandoned in our community, and then we took the cutout of speakers from Maryland Sound. So that was all the circles for the wheels, and basically we made this giant collaboration with 11 artists total to make these 9 sculptures, which is really an awesome project that we did last year. These are our LED-powered solar-powered signs, so just to give you some ideas for future lighting and design. And then this is the sketch, the original sketch that we did, and then the next photo is the progress of the mural thus far. So we're super close, we're almost there. That was a drone shot from Brandon. And next we're getting to the some of the lighting recommendations. So I wasn't really sure exactly what you wanted, so I just wanted to give you full perspective of options. We can do anything from fiberglass and metal LED sculptures. So that was just if you wanted something intricate and like a flower design to kind of accent the mural over on the stretch of land by the, I forget what it's called, but the roadway that's not, it's where the sidewalk ends basically. Yeah. So some of the lighting recommendations, I did work with the design center, and I saw some of the recommendations, but also had better recommendations just based off of what I've done in the past. The lighting design would be better if it was actually inside of the gazebo, because long term, a lot of those stake lights, they either end up getting stolen or broken, and they're not great for long term. So I have some additional recommendations that was what I feel is better than what they had. Like the bollards are great, but they also have spotlight bollards, which might be a little bit better for directing light. So just giving you a couple different options so you can kind of see what would go well with the design. Also, for the lighting recommendations, I also recommended for the Wayfair signs. So that's the one on the left is what we use on our Wayfair signs currently. It lasts years, it works amazing, the lighting it really does the signage justice if we're trying to light up the signs, because I know in part of the proposal there was lighting directed towards the signage that's already there in the park. Also changing out the light bulb at the LED street lights. So I noticed, because I also painted there very late at night sometimes, the type of lighting that you have can be also replaced. The two light bulbs would significantly light up that area if you went from HPS to LED. I also recommend solar powered cameras. This will also help with any potential crime or vandalism. If anything, God forbid something happened, at least you would have some recollection of that. So a lot of our sculptures actually have the solar powered cameras there. It really does help with that extra level of safety. And then I think there was one more slide. If you go back up, sorry. There was the bollards and then the gazebo. No, I think that was it, sorry. So just wanted to give some additional options on what else we could do, because a lot of the stake lighting and some of the recommendations weren't what I would feel would be best for that area. So just wanted to give you full perspective of everything, and let me know if you have any questions.
Thank you so much. I'm honestly blown away by the mural. Again, it's not, I knew that I wanted street art in town. I never imagined something so beautiful. So just thank you for working with us, for all of the edits and the and the things that we wanted to see. I know that we went through a couple of different versions of it, and we finally came up on this one. I want to thank the community for coming out and giving us their thoughts and telling us what they wanted to see, what they didn't want to see. So I'm blown away. I'm so excited about this mural. And yeah, next up is the lighting. So we also knew that part of this was to address street safety, to have something beautiful in town, and to improve lighting by the dueling grounds. So that's phase 2. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Any other comments or questions? No? Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Last presentation. Take us into the home stretch, and please make it concise. We have Robin, who has been helping us for August, I think it was July and August, the farmers market that we had in town. So I think, Robin, you might still be online. So just go ahead and unmute yourself. And thank you for being here tonight.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me this evening. My name is Robin, as Monica was saying, and I was the coordinator for the Colmar Manor neighborhood market. The market was open for 6 weeks, July through August, as she said, on Sundays between the hours of 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. The market was comprised of 12 to 15 table vendors and 3 to 5 food trucks weekly. The community was very receptive to having the market. It was a place where neighbors could come and they could interact and engage with each other. One of the things that was consistently told to us every weekend when we were there was the concern about the food desert that was happening, which was also mentioned by someone else earlier this evening. The thing is that I guess because one of the markets, it had closed, and there wasn't really any, I guess, information as to when it was going to reopen. So having a farmer that grew stuff locally was seen as something very positive on a weekly basis on those Sundays. The location, which was at Laracy Park, if you've ever attended it, was also very visible and easily accessible for the community members to visit. Since the market is closed, I've had many people contact me about the future of the market and when will it reopen. So the mayor, I did visit with, her team a couple of weeks ago, and the mayor has expressed interest in continuing this project. And we're hoping that the Colmar community and the council will consider working with her to bring the market back to the community. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Ms. Robin.
Testing.
All right, so I just wanted to thank you so much for taking me up on the crazy idea. I know I mentioned it to you at the work session. I would like to start up the market again. I think the issues that we're having with the market in and of itself is that we didn't budget for it. And staff time cannot be overextended into having this market. So I think what we as a council need to think through, and we're hoping that you or anyone else who's interested in helping coordinate the market can help us with, is figuring out how we can do this as seamless as possible with possibly volunteers, and we might have to look into charging people, which we normally do when they come and use the Laracy lot, $25 to be there, which is not a lot of money. I think part of what we're trying to do with obviously with the mural, but also with the lot, is to bring activity, bring business, bring interest into our community. And I think having the farmer was great because we don't have a place to get food right now since the market is closed, and we do live with a lot of fast food restaurants in the area. We do not, I just want to repeat because I get this question a lot, we do not own the shopping center, we do not own the supermarket, we do not own any of the fast food chains. There is very limited property available in the town of Colmar Manor. One of the lots that's currently up for sale is the car wash, and that I think is going for like 1.5 million, something like that. So obviously we do want to drive more restaurants and places of interest in our town, but we're very limited with the space that we have and what we have control over. But that being said, the Laracy lot is one of those places that we do own and that we're trying to create as a plaza, and we will create into a plaza with the hopes of having food trucks and vendors and artisans and basically an outdoor living room for the town of Colmar Manor. Considering that we have so much traffic on Bladensburg Road, I think we need to figure out how to get them to stop. And I think that we will be able to once that's renovated, but for now, we need to come up with a dedicated plan. And obviously, Robin has been doing this pro bono, but we have to think about how much we can pay her and how we can get this working again. So, Robin, I've been thinking through it, and I'm going to try to come up with a plan. I'll ask the council to review it. If you want to help me come up with the plan as well. There are other people that I've tried to kind of, ask them to help with this. So we might need just a coalition of people that'll help with that market. And I think the weather's getting nicer again. It's not like increasingly warm outside where people can't stand out in the heat. Like I couldn't stand out in the heat. So hopefully we can try to start it up again. Or if we can't, then we'll just start it up again in the spring of 2026. But again, I just want to say thank you so much, and thank you for keeping the report nice and short because we still have a lot on the agenda. Council, is there anything else that you would like to say or make any remarks about? No? Okay. Okay, great. So thank you, Robin. We really appreciate you.
All right, take care.
Next up on the agenda is the consent agenda. So in our consent agenda, we have the department operation reports. So at this time, I would like to ask any council if you have anything that you'd like to pull out of the consent agenda for discussion.
Whoa, I just have one question about the budget. About the American Rescue Plan. Did we appropriate the funds on time?
Sorry, can you speak into the mic?
Did we appropriate the funds on time for the American Rescue Plan?
Yeah. We've, well, what happened with the ARPA funds is that we had to make sure that these funds were allocated. So back in 2024, we assigned them as lost revenue for the town. So we were able to just assign it or budget it in that way to make sure that they were, that the funds were spent and that we were following the law. So we're fine.
And also for all the grants, there's deadlines for when we should spend our grant monies.
Mhm.
Are we okay We haven't missed any deadlines?
No.
Okay.
Okay. Are there any other questions? Anything else that you'd like to pull out of the consent agenda? Okay. If not, the next item on the agenda for tonight is the mayor's report. Yes. So I have to double check, but once the agenda is approved, the consent agenda is part of the agenda, right? Did you mention this to me? Someone mentioned that to me. Can you, or we can do it now, but maybe in the future if we can double check if that is the case or not.
Just to be safe, if you make a motion to the purpose of the consent agenda is to just accept all items under it without going item by item.
Yeah.
So just to be safe.
Okay. I'd like to request a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Councilmember Ellis, I'll make the motion to approve the consent agenda.
Is there a second?
Sandy Roque, second.
And we can open it up for discussion again. Is there any discussion? Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any abstentions? Okay, thank you. Okay, great. Next item is the mayor's report. I'll go ahead and share my screen. I'll try to be as quick as possible. Let's see. Slideshow. Current slide. All right, so mainly over the summer, I want to first thank everyone. I want to thank the council. I want to thank our residents for allowing us to have a summer recess. So we took off the months of July and August. Not many towns do that, but it's really needed. We need to kind of take care of ourselves, take care of our families, enjoy the summer. So thank you so much. The initiatives and projects over the summer have included the mural at the dueling grounds. So even though it's painted now, there was a lot that was happening beforehand to get to that point. We had some invasive removal, and then obviously we had some street paving. I want to give an update on the town administrator. So back in May, we appointed an interim, and I wanted to kind of see where we were at. So what I had planned was month 1 through 2, department reviews, weekly briefings. Month 2, finalize the job posting, start recruitment. Month 3 to 5, application review and interviews. Month 6, finalist selection and offer. And month 7 through 8, new hire and onboarding and announcement. We're currently at the month 3 to 5 mark, and we have had to adjust this whole plan simply because there have been a lot of questions as to the role of the town administrator and what we want that role to be. And this was actually under counsel from our current interim administrator, which I think was very wise, that we don't want to hire someone without knowing what role they're going to play. So this has been adjusted to this. So currently we've gone through months 1 through 4. We're currently in month 5. So we as a council will, oh, it's not on? Oh, shoot. Excuse me. I forgot to share this. Well, thank you. Here we go. Share. From current slide. Okay. So this was what we had planned on previously. This is where we are now as an update. So we're in month 5. I had said back in May that this would take us anywhere between 2 to 8 months. So considering that timeline and keeping it kind of concise, it may have to extend to another month or so, but we're at month 5 where we're going to have a discussion about the town administrator role, and we're going to have a retreat in October. And hopefully in month 6 we can finalize a job posting and we can start recruitment, and then months 6 through 7 review the applications and start interviewing possible candidates, and then month 7 make a final selection and an offer, and then month 8 it's a new hire onboarding and announcement. So taking us to month 8 would take us to about January, February. In regards to upcoming events, I just wanted to give everyone a heads up that we have lots of events coming up. September, we have Welcoming Week, story sharing this Friday, where we're inviting people to come, bring decorate a table that represents your culture or your country and share a dish if you like. But we'll be sharing stories and sharing what our culture means to us and how that culture plays out in the town of Colmar Manor. We'll have a community bike ride on Saturday, September 20th with Chief Stone. Thank you for the bike rides that we've been having. They've been a blast. I really love it. And then we'll have our street mural ribbon cutting on the 29th of September. In October, we'll have on the 4th a community invasive removal through our garden, or through our green team. So thank you, Cito, and the green team for helping coordinate this. On the 10th, we'll have an open house with pumpkin carving. On the 18th, because October starts Filipino Heritage Month, we'll have an event. And then the 31st of October is Halloween. Here are some pictures. Like I said, it's been a really busy summer. This is the ribbon cutting of the Robert Yost Park. And we had Colmar Manor Day there. It was nice to have everyone out there. People have been using that park. It's just a great background for our town events and for our community to come together. Here we have some photos of the discussions we had with the community and the different options in regards to what the mural could look like. We have Delegate Fennell. We have our County Council Representative Shayla Adams. And then we have some youth and some town residents listening to the artist talk about what this mural could look like. On the left, we have the garden club harvesting some honey. We had a bunch of honey and we sold some at the farmer's market, which is the picture in the middle. And on the right, you have Councilwoman Mendoza, her face is cut off. You have Allison in the background. You have our interim town administrator, Reggie Bagley, and me by the fruit and vegetable stand. We were also really happy to welcome This Could Go Boom, which was a concert that was hosted at the Bladensburg waterfront, but they also hosted some events here. And that was really cool to have. We had some punk rockers here rocking it out, and it was really good. I loved it. I hope we can do more musical events here. On the upper right-hand side, we have the town of Edmonston. America in Bloom came to visit, and we had a crab feast at the town of Edmonston, and that's always nice to get together with our neighboring towns and partners. And on the lower right-hand side, we had a rain garden workshop. So I think one of the reasons why we're so welcoming, as Prism had mentioned, the gentleman that designed our space, is because we're constantly educating ourselves on gardening and best practices for our community. In June, we attended the summer conference in Ocean City through MML, and here's a picture of all of us together. I was so happy that Chief Stone came and that we were able to bring Ilhan, who works in the office. I think it's super important for them to be exposed to these types of events and training opportunities. And we had a really nice national night out. We gave awards to different community members, and we're just, again, thankful to Chief Stone and Time Harvest Ministries, Port Town Youth Council for coming out, and all the vendors that were there. We had a really nice time. We had a back to school event in September, actually in August. We were able to give away some bicycles. The Mountain Rainier Nature Center brought, what's the name? Noodle, that snake, which was a hit. Spaghetti. And we had some workshops where someone came and talked to the parents about how to best support their kids. We had the principal of, I believe it was Eleanor Choa, or I think it was Eleanor Choa or Gladys Moon Spellman that came out and went with the parents and with our community. Here's a picture of our one of our monthly bike rides. You don't have to be an expert in riding a bicycle. We take all levels, and really it's just a nice outing to go out and enjoy the trails that we have access to. And then here we have some pictures of the mural painting in progress. This was a dream that I had. I wanted to see some street art, and it's crazy that we're almost done with it. It's so beautiful. And I hope that it's only the beginning. And I thank you to the council and all the volunteers and the kids that came out to help paint a shoulder because this is not easy work. I don't think you look at it and you think, oh, this is easy to do, but on asphalt, painting that asphalt was not easy. And here we have the send-off that we had for the kids. In the morning, we like to send them off with some messages of affirmation and some coffee and donuts for the parents and just having a nice send-off. Thank you to our interim town administrator, Reggie Bagley, and Chief Stone for waking up really early to be there and help me with this. It's an annual tradition, and I really like it. And that's it for me. I'll go ahead and turn it over to Ward 1 Councilmember Melinda Mendoza.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening. Happy September to everyone. I'm grateful for all the contributions that everyone here at the Town Hall and around town have made going forward and working together. The street mural is almost done, and we have a Stop the Violence street mural ribbon cutting date for September, Monday the 29th at 6 p.m. at the Dueling Creek Nature Area. School is back in session. Traffic in and around town has gotten busier, so please remember to take your time in the morning and evening commutes through the town. Be mindful of others. September is filled with important observations that bring awareness to various causes like suicide prevention, pain awareness, International Day of Peace, International Literacy, National Sickle Cell Awareness, National Obesity Awareness, and Blood Cancer Awareness. Each of these observances, is a reminder of the power of community education and advocacy. Let's work together and spread awareness and inspire action. Earlier, we did a proclamation the mayor read out about Hispanic Heritage Month here in Colmar Manor. So we applauded because the first Latina councilwoman, Fannie Roque of Colmar Manor, we are proud of that. But our mayor failed to acknowledge that she is the first Latina mayor of Colmar Manor. And that is something to be very proud of, and I am very proud of her. So can we give her a round of applause? Because we love her. And that concludes my report. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your evening, and please be kind to each other. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Ward 2?
You know I gotta do the hand clap.
Okay, as the mayor alluded to, we were off for 2 months this summer, so there were quite a few events. We had the Colmar Manor Day. I went to Colmar Manor Day, Farmers Market, Back to School, Rain Garden Workshop. But one of the things I helped do was to show America in Bloom. It's an organization, and we showed them around the ports towns. And does everyone recognize this woman? I found this. This is, yes, Doretha Epps. She was voted into the position in August 2016 of the Garden Club president. 2016 this is from. She hasn't changed. Well, anyways, she has helped to beautify this town ever since. So America in Bloom, we have nominated her for the America in Bloom Community Champion Award. And she will be going where? Is it Chicago? I'm sorry, Detroit, Michigan. Not Paris, France, but Detroit. But anyways, she is nominated, and let's wish her the best. She deserves to win. Doretha Epps. If you want to check out her picture, I'll leave it here. Okay, the other thing I'd like to do, I asked Ilhan to put some copies here. This is a PEPCO Customer Relief Fund. If you need help paying your electric bill, please refer to this. It will tell you if you are eligible to receive help. It's really good. There should be copies on the table. I will also leave this in the office. This is about your water bill assistance. We all know that prices, the cost of living is getting steeper, and we all might need some help. I also went with Mr. Thomas, we went to the Michael Company's meeting at the McDonald's parking lot for the subdivision. Mr. Thomas, you remember that, the subdivision? They were subdividing McDonald's, and then the next subdivision will be subdividing MedStar. I know we are rather helpless when we want to see things done through the shopping centers and through the acquisition of real estate, but we're not totally helpless. In fact, I personally wanted to see a Lidl's store at the shopping center where Compare used to be, so guess what I did? I went to the Lidl's website. If you scroll down, it says contact us real estate, and then you just shoot them an email saying, I have this site, and I took a picture of the for lease and who to call for the Compare anchor lot, and I attached that to the email. I said this would be a great place for Lidl's to come, and I shot them an email. I know I'm just one lone voice out there, but you know, every little thing you can do helps. And if you want to see Aldi's there, go and do the same with Aldi's. But we always can try what we can do. And then lastly, I just want to highlight some upcoming events. Oh, one other thing for you. I got a chance to do this. This is open. It's free. And we were just talking about meeting at that Michael Company's meeting at the McDonald's. I know a lot of residents like you are interested in what happens to the areas near us. Well, the applications are now open for the Neighborhood Planning Academy for Prince George's County Planning Department. And I will leave this in the office. It's free. It's a 7-week course. You will learn a lot about the planning that goes around in Prince George's County. And it will be held October 8th through November 19th. Upcoming events. If you have children, they might enjoy this open house. It's an open house on Saturday, October 11th from 11 to 3 at the Bunker Hill Fire Station, 855. Let's support our fire department. Again, that's October 11th. It's a Saturday from 11 to 3. One more thing. This Friday, exactly right here in this area, we are having the, what do you call that, welcoming week, where we're going, different residents are coming and setting up tables, and you get a taste of life of a different culture. There were like 8 different cultures here last year. Let's see what we can do this year. And of course, the mayor wanted to remind us all that there's a ribbon cutting for that street mural, and that's Sunday, September 29th at the Dueling Creek, right behind IHOP. But please turn out on Friday. On Friday, it's at 7 p.m. So this Friday at 7 p.m., I will see everybody here. And then I'm finished. I think that's all.
Thank you, Councilmember. Ward 4?
3?
Oh, Ward 3, sorry.
Wow, overlooking my ward. Good evening, everyone. Just a couple of things that I wanted to mention as we get back into things. First off, because it has been so long, we did attend the MML Summer Conference back in June. That was, as always, a really fantastic and productive experience. It gives us a lot of great and valuable time to interact with other legislators from across the state, other appointed officials, other elected municipal leaders. It also allows us to continue to learn, add, and refine our skills in leadership in municipal governance. It helps us to refresh on all of the various rules and nuances of municipal leadership because there are so many, and it's only possible because of the support of our constituents and your valuable tax dollars within this town. And so, as always, we are exceptionally grateful to you. The next thing is, of course, the farmers market. This has already been touched on a couple times, but I was really thrilled to see this pop up. I have always really appreciated farmers markets. I appreciate having local produce. It's been something that I have felt is sorely lacking in the area. I really appreciated when Gateway Farmers Market started up over at the Bunker Hill Fire Station, and I've been a big supporter of them since they got going. But it makes me even more thrilled to see something right here in my own town. I wasn't able to go every single week, but I tried to go as many as I could, tried to visit as many of the vendors as possible, and I'm very excited to see it return. Very excited to work with the council on seeing them come back because I think this is a sentiment that is largely shared by our body. The next item, there have been some reports recently of ICE activity taking place in town. There have also been a lot of posts I've been seeing of similar activity in neighboring municipalities. There's a lot of ICE activity and federal activity that is taking place within DC as well, which we are just across the border from. These are a lot of really heartbreaking and deeply concerning actions by the federal administration, and it's something that continues to create risk for our constituents, for our neighbors, for our community. And so I highly encourage anyone and everyone to continue to be vigilant, to look out for the people around you, to be aware of your surroundings and what is going on. I encourage you to learn more about your rights and how you can help protect and defend the rights of others. As some of the other council members have stated, it's critical that we continue to support each other, that we continue to be kind to each other. There are a lot of very scary and troubling things taking place, and the way to resist them is by coming together. Taking a moment past that. We are also planning on an upcoming council retreat special session. We've been off for the summer vacation. It allowed us a lot of time to regroup individually and personally, but now we're right back to the heavy work of trying to keep the town moving forward and doing things to best serve our constituents. And so we'll be meeting to speak again about our priorities for the town, how we want to see us continue to move forward. You've already seen a number of presentation and items just from this evening of things that are in motion, things that are planned for the near future. And so just know that there's a lot of work that continues, and we are eager to dive back in. And very last thing, just to end on a more positive note, speaking of sort of like community engagement and particularly finding moments for joy and liberation, the Maryland Renaissance Festival has been taking place not too far away, just up around Annapolis. It's something that happens each year. It's a really wonderful experience. It's a lot of very fun, goofy, lighthearted stuff. People go in costumes. No one is required to. There are a lot of great performances. There's a lot of great food. There are a lot of great community vibes and entertainment. It's really a beautiful experience. Whether it's your thing or not is entirely up to you, but just always want to encourage you to see all of the wonderful things that are taking place, that despite any challenges that may be going on, people still find ways to come together, have fun, and share in levity. And so whatever that may be for you, I hope that you can find it and have some joy. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, Ward 4.
Good evening, everyone. So I'm a representative from Ward 4, and I have few. I'm gonna start with constituent concern. We've been having a lot of issue with the trash can, and in my case, I've been seeing how they've been handled by Bates, the company, how they treat the trash can, and I have a lot of constituents complaining about it. And they want a new trash can because the one that they had, they're already falling apart and all that. And I don't know if the mayor or or Reggie can talk to them about that, and how they just grab the trash can and just toss and throw it on. They really don't care about it. So that's one of the things, and I have received a lot of complaint about that. Even not even my constituent, but from other areas too, from other wards too. They always complaining about that. Another thing is I have seen a lot of issues with people riding those bike. I don't know how they call it, the delivery guys. They ride the bikes, the scooters. Last week I was outside with my son, my husband, and a friend. And somehow this minivan, I guess he was doing some delivery. Two guys came after him. The guy stopped at the stoplight, at the stop sign, and he was looking at his phone. And these two guys came after him. One of them broke his mirror. The other one, they was like going after the guy. And that was really scary because you don't know if they have arms, guns or whatever. That was really scary. That was really scary. I didn't call the police because in that moment they start chasing each other. They spent like about 30 minutes around our neighborhood chasing each other. That was like very crazy. That's one of another complaint. That's from me because that was really scary. The last activity since we went on vacation, on break, I actually did a lot. I didn't put everything in here because it was too much. But, I always come around 5:30 in the morning or in the evening. I walk around. That's my walk for Ward 4 almost every single day, just to, have some kind of relationship with my constituents and other people. And, just if you see me outside, you can talk to me. I normally stop and talk to the, neighbor or whoever. Always trying to build that communication with them. So that's one of the things. Community bike ride. I want to encourage everyone to come and ride a bike with the mayor. We're here, the mayor, Chief Stone. It's so fun. I mean, like really fun. Even my son, he's 4 years old. He enjoyed that. I mean, he loved that thing. Every month he knows that we're gonna do the bike ride, and he's always ready for that. So I want to encourage everyone to come and participate with us and, just have fun. We stop, we make few stops. We don't go all the way. I also participate in Back to School, which was in August, and also American Bloom with Allison. That was really nice to spare some time and spend some time with, I forgot their name. But anyway, it was really nice. We had a great conversation, and we really enjoyed it. A few more things for the upcoming event. We had the Spanish Heritage. We already say that, but I just want to emphasize that it's going to be on September 26th. Please, I know there's a lot of people. They don't feel comfortable coming out, especially right now with ice around. But we have to just be strong in courage, not to feel afraid, because I know they're not going to be here every single day. They're not coming every single day, but a lot of people don't want to go out anymore because of that. So please come and just have some good time and come in and meet other people. Meet other people from different countries, Central America, South America. Allison mentioned the fire department, which they're gonna have an open house on October 11. If you have little kids, go ahead and bring it. It's really nice. They can get in the fire truck. They had this black one, really nice. I want to go in there, but I don't want to, take it. I don't want no one to say anything about me. But I think it's really fun to go in there and look and check around. I really want to go in there. One more thing. We have a new resident on 43rd Avenue. They just moved like a week ago. Yes, so his name is Melvin, and they just moved to this area. So just want to welcome him and his family. And that's it for me now.
All right, thank you so much, Council, for your reports and for everything that you're doing in the community. Just to piggyback off of a couple of things that were mentioned in regards to ICE activity, they are coming into town. And I think it's very important that if you have neighbors, that you tell them that it's very important for them to have their affairs in order. So make sure that they have copies of all of their important documents, that they have contingency plans if they are people that might be affected by having ICE in town. People are welcome always, whether now or whenever, to come and make copies of things. We have a copier in our town hall. One of the reasons why we create or have so many events is because we want to create a community where people know each other. And, sometimes even without this ICE situation happening, life is hard. And sometimes it helps to take your mind off of things by going to a sip and paint through the garden club, or coming to an event where you're talking about your culture or learning something new or just meeting new neighbors. So this is why we have these town events, and they're for you. But in regards to ICE, I just want to tell people, I think people pretty much know my stance in regards to ICE. If you need help, I can try to connect you to someone. Make sure to speak to a lawyer. And I'm requesting, if there are any neighbors out there that are interested in joining a rapid response group, I've started a rapid response group for our community. And what this means is that when we see ICE agents, that you have the legal right to film them. You have the legal right to ask questions. A lot of the times when people are taken, their family doesn't know, and they think that their family members just went missing out of nowhere. So this is a way to document everything that's going on. There are a lot of families that are suffering, a lot of families that are scared, just a lot of unknown of what's going to happen in the future. And so my heart goes out to those families. And that for as long as we can, we'll try to support you and be there for you. Okay, great. So next up on the agenda is resident comments. So if you have something that you'd like to comment on or say, just raise your hand. If you're on Zoom, let us know what street you live on. If you're here in person, just go up to the mic and just let us know your name and the street that you live on. And yeah. One of the first hands that I see is on Zoom. I see Gloria, so I'll go ahead and ask Gloria to unmute.
Hi, Leslie.
Buenas noches, soy Gloria Perea y vivo en el 3413 de 40 Avenue. Y mi preocupación es acerca de las personas, pues no sé si son homeless, que están llegando al área de donde está la licor, que está ahí por el antiguo centro de lavado de carros. Yo he visto un incremento bastante grande de gente que se pone a tomar ahí afuera y está cerca de la parada de bus de niños. Y no sé si sepan, pero aquí en nuestra comunidad está, o en esta área está viviendo un sexual offender, el cual yo he visto en esa área, de donde está la parada de buses. La última, digamos que está, me olvida el nombre, pero ahí por donde está el McDonald's, en esa parada de por ahí, a veces esa persona se reúne con las gentes que normalmente están ahí, y me preocupa por los niños. Y ahorita mis hijos fueron en la tarde aquí al centro comercial, ahí exactamente al Bank of America, y una persona empezó a pedir dinero de manera un poco agresiva. Entonces eso no se veía antes en el pueblo, y esa es mi preocupación, de que esto siga aumentando. Gracias.
So I'll go ahead and translate very quickly. So basically, Gloria I believe she lives on 41st. She's saying that
40
she's seeing
Avenue.
oh, 40th. She's saying that she has been seeing a lot of drinking and some unsheltered people congregating by the car wash. And also that she's noted that she looked up to see who are the sexual offenders that live in town, and that she noticed that someone that is registered as a sexual offender has been standing around by the bus stops where the kids grab the buses to go to school, particularly the one by the McDonald's. And she also mentioned that her daughters went to the commercial area, to the Bank of America ATM, and that there was a panhandler there, but he was aggressively asking for money. So these are some safety concerns that she has. Chief, do you want to talk on any of that, or do you want me to?
Well, certainly the homeless issue is becoming more and more of a problem, and the drinking issue, we're trying to do the best we can with that. Perhaps offline after the meeting, if we can talk, she and I can talk more about the sex offender that's hanging out.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Perea. Is there anyone in person, anyone else online that would like to make a comment? I see that someone posted a comment in the chat. I'm asking that you unmute and make your comment, even if it's in Spanish. We'll translate for you. And please give your name and the street that you live on.
Yo tengo mi nombre es Manuel Alfaro, vivo en la 41 Avenida y tengo una pregunta con respecto a los parqueos. ¿Qué regulación están tratando de poner? Porque en realidad está muy limitado, digamos, para nosotros los residentes, porque viene una cantidad de carros hasta con placas de otros estados y no hay manera de que, digamos, haya regulación.
Okay, so Manuel is, he lives on 40th Avenue, I believe, as well, or he lives on 40th or 43rd. He was saying that...
41.
Perdón? He was saying that he has a question in regards to parking and the lack of parking. What are we going to do about that? That there are a lot of cars in town that have plates from different states, and it makes it very difficult for town residents to park. You want to take that, or?
I would ask the gentleman to stay tuned for just a moment if he can. We are about to hear a presentation on what the council has approved concerning parking. I'm speaking slowly to avoid the echo.
Okay, so we'll be, that's on the agenda. So we have Mr. Bullis that will be talking about the parking survey that was approved by the council over the summertime, and he'll be reporting out on what his findings are as we begin discussing this issue and how to resolve or improve the parking situation in town. Are there any other comments or questions from people on Zoom?
Hello?
Yes, Mr. Pulis. So before I get into your report, um, I'm just gonna close out the resident portion of this because it doesn't seem like anyone else is asking questions. So next on the agenda is the discussion regards to the residential parking survey progress report. So yes, please introduce yourself and thank you for being here tonight.
Yes, thank you for having me. I'm Gary Bullis. I am a parking professional that the council asked to come in and possibly give some feedback on the parking situation and hopefully some improvements. Thank you for having me tonight. Um, Parking is just what we want to be talking about at 9 p.m., right? Well, I'll try to be brief in my presentation as the true nuts and bolts of my findings, my measurements, observations, surveys. They'll be used in formulating revisions to the current parking program, after we have face-to-face meetings and discussions.
Gary?
Yes?
Sorry to interrupt you. Uh, we're still having the sound issues. I'm gonna call you, and
Okay.
like I said, so we're gonna use the phone for sound, and you can continue with your presentation. So I'm calling you now.
Okay. Hello.
Okay. All right. Okay. Go ahead and mute your computer.
Okay. Mute the computer, yes.
I hope that helps.
Okay. Try it now.
Okay. Testing, one.
Yes, that's better. Is that?
Okay. Good. Um, well, let's get into some program. Let me share my screen.
Okay. Go ahead and turn it off in the back. Just turn that off. We'll just use the phone. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. My audio is off.
No, I was talking to our technician. Go ahead. You're good.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. All right. Okay. I've conducted initial surveys, measurements, and observations, and we are looking to move forward with making some recommendations on enhancing with more controls, more compliance, and more efficient parking program for the town of Colmar Manor. A little bit about some of the findings. There's 340 houses. There's also 456 families in those houses. That's from the 23 census. Okay. Number of cars that can be parked in driveways.
So I told him to come to the town meeting, and he did. So I think for those residents that you speak to where parking is an issue, tell them to come to the town meeting. If they don't want to come to the town meeting, ask them to email us. Ask them to email us. I mean, the town meetings aren't the only way that people can communicate with us. They're not the only way. I mean, you speak to your residents, I speak to residents all the time. We speak to them at town meetings. They can also
Is your mic on?
But why? No, but why would you want to email every resident in Ward 2? But there's, how many ways are there to keep people in the loop? You have the electronic billboard, we have a WhatsApp group, we have a newsletter, we have an email blast, we have these meetings. What else, what else? We literally go door to door delivering newsletters.
You turn your mic on, nobody can hear you online.
Yeah. So I mean, what are your thoughts, Sophia, Melinda?
Can we turn off mics when we're not actively using them?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I mean, for myself, I think a really important piece is just getting this information. I agree that parking is a really key issue and we do need to be making progress on it. And we were getting close to making a decision and specifically put that on hold to have this survey conducted. And so, very eager to receive the results of that so that can inform our decision making, because we do necessarily need to put restrictions and permits in place, and it is necessarily going to make some constituents upset, but is to address a problem of the town. So that's where I'm at with it. I need that information so that we can continue moving forward.
obviously the time wasn't there to just go street by street, although that's what the survey contains. But the presentation tonight, we're gonna look at 4 different streets, and based on how you felt about the data that you saw, the discussion was going to be around the different ways to approach solving the problem.
Right, this meeting had way too many presentations. Now that it's rescheduled, maybe we can have just one presentation so we could do more than just 2 streets. So now that it's gonna be rescheduled. Because we had a lot of things going on. We didn't have much time. So if we reschedule, we should give them more time.
Okay, so next up, so thank you, Mr. Bullis, and I'm sorry for those that can't hear, and I'm sorry for the,
Stop using your laptop.
so I just started using it because people are complaining that they can't hear anything. So what we were saying in our discussion is that we are going to invite Mr. Bullis to our work session. We're gonna talk about this. We understand that there are people that are frustrated with the parking issues. We are inviting you to come to the town hall meetings or to the work session. If you don't have the time or don't feel comfortable, you can always submit something in writing to us. But just know that there are ample opportunities for people to share their frustrations and to give us their perspective on what's going on in town. This is not a simple issue. It's also related to how many people live in different households, how many cars people have. We understand what you're saying in regards to people having cars with out-of-state plates. That's something that the police department handles. But again, we have a WhatsApp group that talks about non-emergency issues, and some of those can be identifying these vehicles and letting us know about them. But yeah, so we will continue discussing this, and I just want to thank you. I want to thank the people that came tonight to specifically talk about this. I'll invite you again. I'll message you to let you know when to come back because this conversation is not over. All right, great. So next item on the agenda is unfinished business, Comcate. I'll turn that over to our town administrator.
Yes, I need a piece of clarification on this. This came up in the work session. However, when I did the agenda, I wasn't certain. Did the council actually vote to accept the quarterly contract?
I thought that it was determined that this was not the council's purview, that this was an administrative function and that it wasn't a sum of money that required council input.
Thank you. And if it please the mayor and council, I will just report that we will proceed with the quarterly contract and a vote will not be required. Okay? Are we on to 11.2?
11.2, yes. Do you want to?
I certainly can. 11.2 on the bus donation, we briefed you on that in the last work session. We went and did some asking around, and although there were some reservations expressed on the part of the staff and others here, the seniors are very much interested in us proceeding with finding out how this can go. So we will proceed. And ask Chief Ayers. Chief Ayers has been appointed as the police chief in Brentwood now, and so he is once again Chief Ayers, and so we will ask him to continue negotiating on our behalf to see if we can't come to an agreement between us and Good Intentions and the corporate entity that's willing to donate. And that's the update. And when we have something for you to vote on, we'll bring it back.
All right. Next item on the agenda is new business, FY 2025 budget adjustment.
Yes, this is also mine on behalf of the clerk treasurer, Mr. Baden. You have in your packets budget adjustments that were made to close out FY 25. As you know, when the fiscal year closes, there are some accounts that are north side and some accounts are south side, depending upon how it ended up. But by law, the budget has to balance, and so what he put in your package it is referenced as
11-3.
Yep, 11-3. There's a memo from him, and so the pages subsequent to that indicate which accounts were added to, as well as the accounts that those funds were taken from. So, and I don't know if you have particular questions about it. I can probably answer most of your questions if you have any, but the motion would be to accept the budget adjustments for per the clerk treasurer, so that FY25 can be closed out in balance. Okay, so
Do we need to make a motion first and then begin discussion?
okay, yeah, thank you.
So, Councilmember Emirates, I'll make a motion to accept the budget adjustments as outlined in the attached document for FY 2025.
Tanya Roque, I second it.
Okay, so we're opening up the discussion. Mr. Bagley, can you go over the?
Yes. Okay, there are six pages total in the 6 pages total. The first page outlines where the lines that were over budget, and then the subsequent pages, beginning on page. Let me get there. Beginning on page 5, it outlines where the makeup funds were coming from. Now, I am presenting this on his behalf. However, he has made it clear that I could be able to call him to ask. If you have a specific question, then I'll be happy to get him on the phone so he can answer your specific question.
Do you want to go over each and every line item? All right, so if you take a look at line 4160 on the first page, it says rental income. We budgeted that we would receive 4160. Rental income. We budgeted $90,000, that we would make $90,000 as income. No. Let me finish. We budgeted that we would make $90,000. We came in over that. So we made, it looks like,
Hey, are you available to answer questions? Okay, do you have a report in front of you? Okay.
one is titled the Town of Colmar Manor Year-End Budget Adjustments. At the top, that's what it
Mrs.
says.
Pages is asking questions that I don't have the answers to. But what else?
We budgeted that we would make 90,000.
Okay,
That was the
all right,
estimate.
Okay. All right, okay, clerk treasurer's online. Okay. Okay. Dan, can you get, I read your memo, you can go with you, council?
So, at the end of each fiscal year, as we mark up the final budget numbers, so this is for the fiscal year that just ended June 30th. As we finalize the actual figures of revenue and expenses for the year, we usually make a budget adjustment to adjust anything that is over budget to
we said 655, we budgeted for 1,000. There's $245 left for the parentheses, I think, for real to the good, but the parentheses mean more than that.
Which page you looking at, which line?
Okay, expenses, and I would just do this and.
Line 5020. Line 5020.
Oh, no, no, 5020.
5020, page 3.
So, for advertising, we spent 655, we budgeted 100, and we budgeted 1,000. So we have $345 left instead. Right. So what does the parentheses mean again?
Yeah.
We have $345 to do. What number?
5090.
50, you better change that. So we're over. Thank you, I want you on page 3. Is there any on page 4? Starting on page 3, go to the end, correct? Start at page 2 to the top. So anytime that I go to
Yeah.
the parentheses, we're about the budget.
On the expense side, correct? But if you look at page 1, which is your revenue side, there are some revenue accounts where we have more money than what we expected. Take a look at page 1. On page 1, if you look at account 4160, that is collateral income.
Yeah. So when I speak through here, they can't hear me or they weren't able to hear me. So now they can? They weren't able to before. Okay.
He cut it out.
Okay.
About $169,000. What does it mean under additions? What does under additions mean when it comes to the expense column? Because under budget, it has that amount. And for instance, in 5090, over budget is 6,346.13, but under the additions column on that same line, it's 6,500. Why are the numbers different? What does the additions mean?
Well, I'm rounding it
How are
up.
you rounding it up?
So what
How
that's,
budget?
yeah, so what that's saying is you're going to now add 6,500 to the 15,000 budget. So your new budget amount would be 21,500. And we spent 21,346, so therefore we will not be over budget after the adjustments made.
And where do I find the number for the total additional income, and where do I find the number for the total?
Testing 1, 2.
So the revenue is the first two pages. Page 1 and page 2 are your revenues.
something all up together?
It's at the end of page 2 at the sum for income.
So your total revenue additions is 164,000.
That's a revenue addition. And where's the excess spending?
Page 6 of logistics.
Which is where?
Page 6.
Yes, I'm on page 6.
Down at the bottom, you'll see your total expense.
That's what I'm asking. What is
Addition
our,
column. You see 200 and I think it's a little small.
right, the 205,000, what does that represent?
It's
Income or excess spending, that's what I want to understand. Is it additional revenue or is it excess spending?
the figure on page 6 of 6 in the addition column is $206,055. So that's the amount we're adding to the expense account.
So that's the excess spending, correct? The excess spending amount?
If you give me a second, let me just finish my thought, and then if you have any questions, that may help. So let me finish trying to explain it. Hopefully that will help you understand. So on page 6 of 6 in the addition column, you see $206,055. That's the amount we added to all of the expense accounts in the addition column.
I don't understand that sentence. The sentence you just said, I went over my head. So,
It's just those expense categories. We increased the amounts to accommodate the spending that was there across all of the different expense
so is that
accounts.
the excess of the spending that what we spent?
No.
Excessive spending?
No.
Amount. The amount total that we exceeded.
No.
Is that the amount we increased our revenue? Revenue increase is 164. Our excess spending is 206, right?
Okay, let me finish up. So your increased spending is 206,055. We covered part of that expense out of other expenditure accounts of $41,830.
Where did you get the 41,000? Where did you get the 41,830?
Because there was some accounts that you underspent.
I'm sorry, you're both speaking at the same time.
They're in the peanut column, so anything in the peanut column of the expense means we're taking money out of that account because we did not expend all that money. And we are covering part of that $206,000 overage from some of the other expenditure accounts. And if you look at the bottom of page 6 of 6, you'll see the difference is 164,225. So we needed 164,225 in revenue to cover the additional expenses. And that is the amount from page 1 of the expenses.
Well, like when you said that you were taking the excessive spending from the department, I don't know if I agree with that because, the department are making punished because I think we need to have a discussion on this. I mean, I'm not.
Allison?
You know,
Sorry. Yeah,
I'll just, we can go down each line item that needs an adjustment. Usually, during the year, we do
I know.
mid-year budget adjustment, which we didn't do that year, this year. And if you look at the expense amounts that are needing funding, most of them are only a few $1,000s, so it's not a huge amount per line item.
So how much do we?
Sorry, can I, Allison, can we just pause for a second? Just pause. In the future, if you have questions like this, and it's not you, it's everyone. In the future, our town administrator has made it a point that everyone gets this packet a week before our meeting. And I think the reason for that is If you have questions and you're looking at this and you don't no, it's okay, and you don't understand, please make sure, and I emailed you all, please make sure to ask the appropriate department head. I think for now, no, it's okay. It's 9:41. So, well, no, so there's a motion on the table, actually. So I would like to ask the council, I know that you have questions. Is there anyone else that has any questions about anything that's in the adjustment, the budget adjustment? No one else has any questions? Okay, so I'd like to go ahead and call a vote. Before we call a vote, actually, Mr. Baden, overall, from this budget adjustment report, what are some of the things that you kind of want to keep us abreast of? Any glaring expenses, anything, any abnormalities, like how are we doing otherwise?
Yeah, so like I said, most of the items are only a few $1,000s over. I agree, 100 and whatever it is, 206,000 seems like a lot. But when you look at it, some of this is related to the speed camera and stop signs. So, like if you look at page 5 of 6, about 2/3 of the way down, you'll see speed camera expenses. We didn't, we started the speed camera in the middle of the year or during the year, so we didn't budget that at the beginning of the year because we didn't know when it was going to be effective. So we paid the speed camera company $104,797. Well, we didn't budget anything for that. So we need to add $105,000 there. We knew we were going to do at some point in the year. So, we included it in there. And if you go back to the speed camera revenue amount on page 1, we increased that 105,000 because we bought in 272,000 in revenue. So that there accounts for, a large portion of that 206,000. It's 105 of it, so it's over half of it is related to that one item. When you go and look at the individual amounts, starting on page 3 of 6, convention and travel is over $6,500. The council, more people went to the fall conference, more people went to MML. MML costs increased this year. We sent 2 people from the office to the conference. That was a decision you all made, so we ended up being $6,500 over budget. The direct deposit fees of $1,600 are related to the credit card fees that we pay, for people paying by credit card. We got more people paying for hall rentals. We generated more revenue in hall rentals, and there are more fees associated with that.
Yeah.
Let me just look at a couple. The rest of them on page 4 of 6. They're not that large amounts. The page 5 of 6, you see account 5872 maintenance for the community center. The community center is 15 years old now. We've had, issues with the roof. We've had issues with the heating ventilation system. We've had issues with the elevator. We had issues with the plumbing this past year. Those are all expensive items. Continue on down to public safety. The safety grant of $13,500. We had revenues that offset that. So those is a timing difference between how much revenue and expense we'd receive within years, the 2 years. Those are some of the larger amounts there. When you get under the recreation center operations, $8,500 for rental expense. Well, we had more rental income, so therefore we had more rental expense because we had to pay for the watchmen, we had to pay for cleanup, those types of things. The town administrator, we let our town administrator go, and we had to pay him severance. You all agreed to pay him, I think it was 3 months of severance. So we had additional costs associated with that of $10,000. So those are, I think I had the main items, that are all explainable during the year, and the smaller amounts, it's hard to continue operations with, watching every single dime that we spend. The good thing is that for fiscal year 25, in spite of all these additional expenses, we ended the year with about a $70,000 surplus. So we brought in more money than we spent, even with these additional expenditures. When we budgeted at the beginning of the year, we thought we'd have to go into reserves to cover our expenses. And we didn't have to. We were actually the other way. And, two of the main reasons for that is the implementation of the stop sign camera or the stop sign, cameras, and the additional revenue we got from speed cameras. So, we're in a good financial position, ended up with a surplus for the year. The budget adjustments are something that's done every year at the end so that we're in compliance with the charter, so that when the audited statements come out, the budgets are, greater than the expenses for each line item. And that's just to make us in compliance with the charter so that the audit, receives a clean opinion. So hopefully that was a better explanation. I'm sorry I'm not there to be able to explain that, but I, wasn't able to make it tonight.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Baden. I really appreciate that. So I think the fear here is that we want to make sure that we have enough money, because I think Allison just asked, do we have enough money? So this isn't the first time that we're doing budgets, so we're good. And as Mr. Baden just said, we're in a surplus, so this means that we've been good shepherds of the town's money. Is this correct?
Yes.
Okay. This isn't the mid-year.
This is the year end June 30th to tie everything up for the audit.
This is the end of our fiscal year. Yeah. Okay. Okay, Mr. Baden, thank you, and I'll ask Allison to follow up with you if she has any other questions or anything else. In the meantime, the motion is to accept the budget adjustment. Is that correct?
That would be the motion I would, yes.
Okay.
Like,
So we've had the discussion, so I'd like to now call for a vote. Are there any abstentions? If there are no abstentions, everyone that approves say aye. Aye. Okay, great. Thank you so much, Mr. Baden.
all right, thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, sir. All right.
All right.
Okay. All right, the next item on the agenda is a letter to MML. So I think I've had conversations with you all in regards to what's currently happening with MML. What I'd like to kind of just say is that current leadership of MML has been very problematic. Unfortunately, and I did serve 2 years on the board of MML, and I am similar to Allison. I ask a lot of questions. And during my time on the board, through asking all of these questions, personally, it felt to me like those questions weren't welcomed. There were a lot of issues that were taking place in regards to the leadership, and those issues are continuing. So we have a town resident, I'm not going to name the person, but we have a town resident that was hired twice by MML. And what it appears to be, in my opinion, is that her friendship with me caused her to be fired and let go from MML. In addition to that, MML leadership has had a very tense relationship with PGCMA. PGCMA went through some theft by a particular person who also ended up causing or stealing from the Maryland Mayors Association, and a lot of kind of stuff happened, but it was ultimately, it feels like PGCMA has been like blamed and ostracized and just not treated very, not being supported, and just not been treated very well. So all of these things make me very, very, very upset with the leadership. I think that MML is great. I had considered leaving MML, but it plays a role. We network, we receive training, but at the leadership level, I don't like being targeted, and that's what it feels like is happening right now. I am being targeted to the point where I'm afraid that, for example, certain facilitators or people that work at MML won't work with our town, simply because leadership, and I mean the CEO of MML, just does not like me. And that's unfortunate, and it's very unprofessional. I've written a couple of letters to the board, complaint letters to the board. I would now like to ask the town to write a complaint letter to the MML board. I think, is there a copy of the letter in the packet?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
So before we send this letter, I need your approval on behalf of the town that this letter is coming from. I'll read it quickly. On behalf of the town of Colmar Manor, we are submitting this formal complaint regarding the recent and deeply troubling conduct of MML CEO Teresa Coons. Her actions have not only caused harm to our mayor, but have also negatively impacted one of our residents and former MML employees. These matters reflect a pattern of behavior that is both unprofessional and harmful to MML's credibility. During a PGCMA leadership meeting in Ocean City, the mayor made a general and innocuous statement. When PGCMA is talked about, it always comes back to us. This is what I said. We have since learned that Ms. Coons misrepresented this remark, claiming the mayor said she had eyes and ears inside and out of the MML office and was backstabbing others. This distortion was weaponized inappropriately to attack and undermine Mayor Casañas to an MML employee and town resident, and by all appearances used as justification to target a Colmar Manor resident employed by MML. A resident of Colmar Manor was employed by MML on 2 separate occasions. Her friendship with our mayor was used against her, and she was subjected to targeted harassment in the workplace. This escalated to the unnecessary and damaging issuance of a police summons. Such retaliatory conduct creates a hostile work environment and exposes MML to serious liability risks. These incidents mirror other documented concerns, such as those raised by former staff, former staff member, but Bill Gardner, who works in College Park, who in October of 2024 filed a complaint regarding Ms. Coons' inappropriate remarks, leading to a defamation lawsuit against her and MML. A clear pattern has emerged. Ms. Coons engages in retaliation, fosters a toxic environment for staff and members, and erodes trust within the organization. Unless checked, this behavior will continue. The consequences will not only be reputational, but may also expose MML to additional lawsuits and lasting damage. On behalf of the town of Colmar Manor, we respectfully request that the board initiate an independent, impartial investigation into the conduct of CEO Teresa Coons, provide transparency to the membership regarding findings and corrective actions, and take appropriate disciplinary measures to restore accountability, professionalism, and trust within MML. The town of Colmar Manor believes strongly in the mission of MML and values the work of its members. However, we cannot remain silent in the face of repeated misconduct that undermines both our municipality and the league as a whole. So I'm now requesting that you all approve this letter being sent to the board of MML.
Councilmember Emirates, I'll second that.
So I'll open it up for discussion.
Yeah, so just a first question. In the section about behavior towards you as mayor, there are 2 quoted phrases here that I believe are remarks from Ms. Coons. Are these known quotes directly from Ms. Coons, or is this second-hand information?
These are known quotes. These are quotes shared with me by the person that they were said to. So it's a first-hand account from them. And yeah, these are quotes that she made.
But there is no recording, there's no written form
I cannot
record of
state
this.
that publicly.
Understood.
I think it's sensitive because there are lawsuits, there could be potential for lawsuits, but this is unacceptable behavior. It's just unacceptable. It's not. I don't even talk like that, and to me, it's a gross abuse of power when you're trying to when you're firing an employee and then you're trying to misrepresent me, not only as like just a person and their friend, but as the mayor of a town. It's not okay. And this isn't the first time that they've made remarks like this. It will only continue.
Also, I have personal experience with Ms. Kunz International Labor Cities. Oh my goodness, she just is Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, she's good. And she put that on me. Is it a congressman?
I think that we need better leadership. I hope that the board will investigate. At the very least, there needs to be some corrective action.
Yeah, just another question. You had mentioned that you've sent other letters to the MML board in the past. Have you received any sort of response from them?
I received a response saying that they received my letter. I know that they've held board meetings and that this issue has been discussed. They haven't formally responded yet, but I know that they are actively discussing it. I think it's all political, unfortunately, and all elections matter. And for me, I just want there to be some type of action. And honestly, it breaks my heart that if my friendship with this person caused them to be terminated, that's horrible. And it's horrible for me to feel like I was the cause of this. It's not okay. It's not fair. And there have been different remarks that were made. Like, I was afraid to say hello to this person at MML gatherings because I didn't want her to be targeted. There were times where she would come to town events, and there was stuff said about that afterwards. You know, so it's just, I decided to remove Teresa as a friend on Facebook because I didn't want her to see the photos and the things that were happening, especially when it came to my friend, because she's a town resident, but she's also my friend, and I have lots of friends that live in this town.
Monica, I have a question. Did this Miss Kuhn, she ever mentioned your name? Like your name is the specific your name on it to the person?
Yeah.
Listen, Fanny, I went to this Republican congressman's thing at the National League of Cities where you can visit them in their office. And we were sitting there were four of us, Ms. Kunz, me, two other people. Obviously, I was the only Democrat, but I was like, very respectful. And I just handed a letter to him, when you have time, read this. Anyways, and I asked one question that what might have been a little hot button. There was a question, and she stood up and screamed, "Are you part of MML?" And it was just like, oh my God, like a switch went. And I'm like, geez, So I can see that happening because she did not treat me nicely, and she didn't know me. It was a stranger.
And that's the thing. I think that maybe they're lacking people skills, but they're also not realizing that at the end of the day, it's a member organization. We are members.
Right. And she was acting like a crazy poor trucker at that time, just like snapped.
So, yeah. Is there anything else? Any other questions or?
I made the motion. Did someone second it?
Yeah, you seconded it. Sophia made the first motion.
No.
Oh, you seconded it. Okay. All right, so if there's no other discussion, I'll call a vote. Are there any abstentions? Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay. So we'll go ahead and send this letter. I am attending the fall conference. I was considering not going because this doesn't feel good. But I was told, that I shouldn't let someone else kind of like bully me out of not going to these things. Not that,
Well, I thought we only went to the summer one.
No, I go to the summer, winter, and fall.
I went to the one following one. That was the one in the southern area. I only have one class. I think it's offered in the summer.
So anyways, but anyways, I'm gonna go. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I just want to thank you for your support because this is not okay, and I want to thank you for your support of that town resident. That person is still out of a job, and she's afraid that her reputation is being tarnished. And I've been telling them this is not the case. You are a good person. You just had a bad boss. So anyways, okay. Is there anything else on the agenda for tonight?
Yes.
Oh, yes. Okay, so Reverend Addison with End Time Harvest Ministries, because of the pressure that we're all facing because of the economy, she will not be hosting her gala. I think some of you have come with me to the gala that she normally hosts. But anyway, she hosts this big gala, and we buy a table, and she hosts it at University of Maryland. She's not going to do it next year. So normally we pay $500 for that table. So she's asking that instead of the $2,000 that we normally give them, that we increase it to $2,500.
Didn't we already put this in the budget? Is this in addition to what we're already giving?
It's so the 500, the additional 500 would have come out of like.
No, I'm just saying, this is a.
Can we return to the mics for?
Oh. Return.
Only yours is on, they're not picking up the other
Oh, your mics aren't on.
I know, my head's exploding, I have hearing aids. What I went through tonight was sheer hell. My head is like split in two because of this microphone. I refuse to put it on. But anyways, is this the total amount we're giving for the year, or is this in addition to what we've already given?
We allocate $2,000, and then we pay $500 to have a table, but that's taken from So we normally give $2,000 as a line item, and we take the $500 from somewhere else. This time she's just asking us to increase the line item by $500, so kind of switching it, even though she's not having a gala.
Exactly, but why we have to give her the money if she's not gonna have the gala? I mean, we already put the money on the side. We already give the money to her. And no, because this is something that we are giving to her because of the gala.
Yes.
But since she's not gonna have it, we already give the money to her. Why we have to give her the $500?
We're not supposed to be discussing until a motion is made.
Yeah, sorry. So, okay, yeah, you're right. Sorry about that. So I'd like to request a motion to give Reverend Addison an additional $500 to her already $2,000 line item as a contribution from the town to her.
Motion first. You got request a motion. Somebody make-
I just requested the motion.
I'd like to make a motion.
No, the motion does have to be made. She was just requesting that a motion be made because the member can't make a motion.
Can I get a Twizzler? Can I get a Twizzler?
Account 5138.
Mayor? I don't think they can never hear. Mayor, could you guys hear me? Oh, okay, so I'm on the phone with Dad. Just wanted to confirm with him. So you guys have to transfer $500, allocate $500 to line item 5138. I'm sorry, 35.
So we allocate an additional $500?
From unreserves to line 5135.
Okay, so the motion is to allocate $500 from the unreserved funds to line item 5135.
I make the motion to allocate $500 from
Unreserved.
unreserved funds to End Time Harvest Ministries.
Line item 5135.
Line item 5135. 5135.
Councilmember Melinda Mendoza, I will second that.
Who made the motion?
Okay,
Sorry,
so
I
we'll
only
open it
heard
up for
Mendoza.
discussion.
I only heard Mendoza. Who was the first? Who made the motion?
Allison made the motion, Melinda seconded.
Okay, thank you.
So Monica, so we already had the money, Mayor, we already put the money on the side for the harvest, right? But this year, they're not gonna have the gala. So she wants that money instead of putting, the town normally pay $500 for a table. Every time that she had the gala, right? So this year, she's not planning to do the gala. So she wants that money. So she wants the money like a donation, even though it's not gonna be a gala.
Yeah, you know what?
But we already give the money. We already put the money on the side for her. So,
I mean, I'm okay giving her an additional $500 because she is so involved with our community. So whenever that you see the kids with the yellow shirts, they're with End Time Harvest Ministry, and they do a lot with the garden club, and this is all going to them. This is going to the kids and to that program. So at the end of the day, like, it's not a lot of money. It's $500. I'm okay with that. That's my justification for it.
Hey, did we ever contribute to Senator Augustine about a week ago? Some kind of fundraiser we have the paper table?
We're not talking about that.
so let me ask you this. I normally, every time that I go to those events and I see the kids in there, yes, they do a lot of work, because I have seen them and everything. But like I mentioned before, I noticed one time the kids didn't have anything to drink or any food to eat. And I was watching them. I was watching them like, why? I mean, if we give it all this money to her, well, I guess it's not just us, but I'm saying, I'm thinking, why there was not one special table for them to go there and just get whatever they want? So what exactly she do with the money?
They do different things throughout the year, but it's not just a 1 year thing. I think it's like a 2 to 3 year program that they involve the parents in. And so they get like trainings, they have people come in and talk. They do provide food. Maybe they don't do it all the time, but they do provide food. I don't know if they go on trips or whatever it is. Plus their operational costs, like it costs money for them to run this program. At the end of the year, that gala that we go to, it's the graduation for the kids, and they get scholarships. They get a lot of scholarships. So that's, that's how I.
And one of the years, our very own Chief Stone was recognized at the gala.
I mean, honestly, like if it was like another $2,000, another $5,000, I would not be okay with that. But it's not a lot. It's just $500.
It's a good program. Like parents have to be involved. If parents are not involved with their kids.
And we had the twins that live in town. They went through the program last year.
Former Councilmember Malik Harding.
Yeah.
They're here this Thursday if anyone wants to stop by.
Yeah, they'll be here. They'll be here on Thursday. They're starting off their program for this academic year. Are there any?
Do you see them work hard? They do. Anytime we need help, they're there. From our events to volunteer, and the parents are there. So it's a good program. And they have to stay with the high school. Because Reverend Addison is set up at Bladensburg High School, right?
Yes.
Yeah. It is. It's hard for an organization like that to run.
Okay, if there's no other comments or feedback, I'll go ahead and take a vote. Are there any abstentions? Or any nay votes? Yours? You're voting yes? Okay, so all in favor say yay. Yay. Okay.
That was DJ Melinda.
That was DJ Melinda. Okay, so we we talk and we don't argue. Yeah, we don't all think the same, but I appreciate everyone's their perspective. It's really important. If we all thought the same, I don't think it would reap good results. So I just want to thank you. And with that, I'll go ahead and request a motion to adjourn our meeting. Is there a second?
Councilmember
second
Emmerich,
it.
I'll second that.
All in favor say aye.
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 Sorry, I don't
All
want to
right.
interrupt
Thank you.
everybody.
I don't know why I said yay. I don't know what's going on. It's late. I'm tired. I'm hungry.